Hey there, so today we have another review. This is a beer from Oxbow. This is recommended for me from GB Bottle Shop. I mean, obviously, I know to pick up Oxbow, but like, I have to do a beer talk about like paying for lager at like premium pricing. But this is Alpino. So went on the website to find out more about this beer, and literally they have no information. Alpino is a strong lager brewed with European malts and hops. I memorized that sentence. This is literally one, two, three, like 11 words. There's nothing more about this. I honestly wish they just didn't give you any information about this beer because like it is so useless to somebody that is a strong lager, 6.5% with European malts and hops. What inspired this beer? Why is it 6.5%? What it says dry hopped Alpine lager. I don't know what Alpine lager is in the first place. Talk about what an Alpine lager is. Tell me, it says production time 6 weeks. Why even mention that when you're not even mentioning lager time 6 weeks? Keep cold, enjoy within a year. Enjoy within a year. What the this was canned about like a month ago, I want to say, so super fresh. I honestly wasn't even gonna pick it up, but then like someone in the store was like, "Hey, like, make sure you get Oxbow." I was like, "All right, fine, I have to get Oxbow." Um, cool. Yeah, no information about the beer. So what is it? Some kind of Bach? Who the hell knows? It looks like a Bach or something. It is dark for a lager. This is solidly deep gold. Solidly deep gold. So I think Hellesbach can possibly come in this color, but yeah, Hellesbach is dark for Hellesbach. Madsen 6.5%, so a little bit big for Madsen. Fespia, it's like right in between Fespia and Madsen, so maybe Hellesbach is like really weird. It's like a deep gold color. It's like almost amber, but not quite. It's like leaning towards amber. It is basically amber, but like light amber. Huh? Weird. Light amber color. Large bubble head, not quite looking great, but fresh. Yeah. Oof, yeah. I mean, that don't smell great. It's big. Like it smells of like big malt character, a little bit of booze. Um, like let's see, like caramel kind of like sweetness that I like don't like tend to accept in like 6.5% lager. Like I mean, generally lagers aren't this big, so like, but it smells almost like oxidized IPA and like old lager. But it's big. It's like boozy. It's got this kind of like crystal malt character to it. Like I assume they didn't use crystal malt. It's probably just like Munich and Vienna, but it's like sweet, boozy. Like, but oh yeah, 6.5%. Yeah, I mean I guess it should be. So maybe not oxidation. It's just a big beer. It's a big imperial lager. I also don't have it that super cold. Have it like kind of IPA temperature, not like a lager temperature. That's what this fridge sits at. This fridge right here sits at probably like 45 instead of like 38. So like, those few degrees matter. Okay, so it's not oxidized. It's pretty crispy for a 6.5% beer. Get a nice kind of like candied sweetness up front. There's definitely this kind of like, how do you describe it? Like a little sugary tone, like a little bit of this kind of like caramel sweetness, like but a hint, just like a touch. So I assume it's like maybe like Vienna or Munich that's like offering, not crystal malt. Just hair of this like sugary sweetness. Um, honestly, tastes like crystal malt. It's really just like crystal malt, like crunchy sweetness, and then it lagers out really nicely clean, elegant fermentation. Very drinkable. 6.5. I would have had a hard time guessing it was a 6.5. I would have guessed it was a bigger lager, but yeah, I would have guessed it was probably in the Märzen um, Thespia range. So like what 5.863. So maybe on the shorter end, maybe 5.5, 5.8. Like it drinks like honestly drinks almost like I would guess maybe 5.5. Like this beer drinks almost a full ABV, um, lower than it is. Oh yeah, you can see me doing it. Like one, two, the lacing is just like crushing. Like, it's a very quaffable beer. a very weird beer. The bitterness sits in a beautiful place. Like it hits like towards mid palate, and like cleans out the beer, and the beer is also dry, so you get this like crunchy sweetness, and then like hits hops, and then dries out really elegantly with like wonderful attenuation. Weird beer. Delicious, but like weird beer. The hops sing, slightly grassy, slightly earthy. Oh, the animals are doing it. Everybody's asleep. What's going on? What is Nigel doing? Sorry. Yeah, and as you wait, there's an echoing kind of like earthy bitterness, slightly piney, slightly grassy, and like slightly like what's that word? Minty. Eucalyptus. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Eucalyptus. This is like almost menthol. You kind of like encapsulating that eucalyptus bitterness that sort of dominates from the hops. That's an intriguing beer because the beer is sweet and bitter and dry. So it actually reminds me a little bit of like West Coast IPA, right? They get that crystal malt, that Sierra Nevada like torpedo, like crystal malt, crunchy sweetness. You get big bitterness and a dryness, but like it's like obviously not as fat as Sierra Nevada torpedo. It doesn't have the IPA qualities. Obviously, it's not as bitter, but it's like wow. As I drink more, sort of like what is Sierra Nevada Pale Ale like? I think like torpedoes at like torpedoes like 7, and like Sierra Nevada Pale Ale is like a 5.8, I think, or something like that. It's like a lagered version of like Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Huh? That's like sort of like that's if you love that beer, like it sort of has that kind of like thing. It's like again, I don't know if it's crystal malt or something, but there's a crunchy sweetness that sort of hits, but it's not as dominating as crystal malt. It has a lingering bitterness. Somebody wanted to make a Sierra Nevada beer, but wanted to make it lagered. that's what I taste here. And it's like dumb drinkable. There's a little bit of like this ester thing or phenolic thing that hits. It's like a little bit boozy and has a little bit of this kind of like almost Belgian ester thing. It's a little bit plasticky on the back end, but like wow, even warmed up, like it's like refreshing wise, it should be a little bit colder. But I'm finding all the flaws it has. You know, a little bit of that plastic kind of like phenol thing. But it's so drinkable for 6.5. Again, I really wish they like told the story. Like, what is this beer meant to be? Because I'm trying to recreate the story and like what's in here and like what it tastes like. And I'm trying to figure out the ingredients. I'm trying to figure out the hops. I'm trying to figure out what it's inspired by. Like, why is there a 6.5% like deep cold light amber lager that's called an Alpine lager that has, you know, strong lager, European malted hops? What does that mean? I don't know. I'd like a 3 paragraphs about it. And like most people don't have to know about it, but like I'd like to geek out about it. But the beer's tasty, so what does it matter? I'm just an idiot, right? It's very tasty. It's dumb drinkable. So again, this tastes like a Sierra Nevada beer that was lagered. Yeah. What Sierra Nevada IPA, like in a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale or IPA, lagered, and it's like that nuanced character to it, with that like lager. Like if Germany if Germany wanted to lager a beer to taste like Sierra Nevada, this is what they would end up with, and it'd be beautiful beer. Yeah, so weird. It's such a weird beer. It's such a weird beer. But I like thinking about beers like this. It's like it has complexity, drinkability, blah blah. This is one of the most interesting lagers I've had in a long time. It just makes no sense. Like, why? Actually, yesterday I had a really tasty one, the Florina, a coffee bock. Now we have a hoppy, Sierra Nevada-esque European ingredient bock. I don't know why, but I'm gonna give this one a solid 95. It is very tasty. It's very mysterious, but I like the fact that it's so weird and different. I mean, obviously it's just a smashable lager. Like you can get completely destroyed by this guy. People serving like 16-ounce pints of this, but it is very tasty. Wonderful complexity, wonderful nuance. Until next time, guys. Cheers, and I talk later.